I'll show you a very simple VWAP trading strategy that you can implement very quickly as well. So on your price chart, I'm going to be looking at Bitcoin here on TradingView. I'm going to go to indicators and then VWAP. Now you can use VWAP on your trading system. You don't have to use TradingView, but TradingView is free as most people use it. But you can find this on your trading system as well. Type volume weighted average price here. So click that one on. And then from here, I'm going to be using the weekly anchor and weekly time frame for the VWAP. So what I'm looking at here is the daily price chart of the asset. For me, it's Bitcoin. And then for the VWAP, I'm going to be looking at the anchor period 1 week. That is, the VWAP resets every week, right? So you're looking at a volume weighted average price reset every week. That's what I want for kind of trading shorter term. And then for time frame, I'm going to be looking at the weekly as well. That is slightly higher time frame than the chart that I'm looking at. So it's going to give me better information about slightly higher time frame prices. And then I can use the chart to actually take entries. So I'm going to click OK there. And then I'm actually going to put another indicator on, which is the simple moving average. So click this one on, 50 period moving average. Now I'm on the day chart, so we're looking at a 50-day moving average. If you look at settings, 50 length here, and I'm going to be on the same time frame as the chart that I'm looking at, which is the daily. So you can either choose 1 day or you can choose chart here. So that will change with the chart, but I'm on the daily chart, so that's fine. Now from here, what I'm going to do is actually get rid of the Bitcoin price itself, because we're actually looking at signals for entries and we don't need to really know the specific price. So I'm going to hide that. And now what I want to do is look for entries. So these entries are going to give me the actual prices that I want to get in at, and then I can go to my trading system and actually put the trades in. I'll use Apex for this example. You can use Bybit or the others. I'll leave links below to Apex. You can get a permanent fee discount there. Bybit give a big deposit bonus up to $30,000. You can check the links below for all of the details and if those trading bonuses are available for you. The trading strategy is very simple. We're looking for bull markets with generally rising prices, and then we're going to try and wait for drawdowns within that uptrend. The reason being, especially if trading crypto with leverage, is that you don't want to be paying high prices to get into your trades, because you can get drawn down on very easily. If you're using leverage and you get drawn down 20-25%, that's going to have a high risk of your trade maybe getting liquidated or you having to put more money into the trade, right? And so what we're looking to do really is enter at a drawdown so that the probability of getting drawn down even further becomes less and less and less, because in crypto, especially Bitcoin, the price is generally rising over time, right? And so if you're in a bear market, maybe buying a drawdown isn't the best thing. But if you're in a bull market, which are pretty easy to spot, then that drawdown, especially if it comes lower, gives us a decent probability of getting into the trade without much of a further drawdown and then being able to wait for the next move to the upside. So how do we do this? Well, the first thing is, I'll link this below as well, Glassnode Studio. It shows you all of the drawdowns in a bull market. The current bull market, you can see that these drawdowns happen, and they are frequently 10%, 15%, 20%, and 25% drawdowns do happen, but they're slightly less regular, right? So what we want to be doing is looking for a potentially 10, 15, 20% drawdown and actually going into trades there. So when you get a 10, 15, or 20% drawdown, you can go back into TradingView and actually find those areas. Now what you'll see during these drawdowns as well is that the volume weighted average price tends to move underneath the 50 period moving average. And these are entry points where we can actually get into trades. So you can see one here, right? And you can see them all across when they happen all across the chart. And you just want to use the VWAP as it moves under here to potentially take some trades, because what we're looking at is a much longer uptrend, right? And so when you get these drawdowns, these are trade entry points, and you can find them all across the chart, as you can see, right? And you get these, and so this is a big one, obviously, and then we have one here as well, right? And so you're looking at maybe 10, 15, and 20% drawdowns. As long as the VWAP is underneath the 50 period moving average, it shows a short, sharp correction within bull markets, and that's exactly how Bitcoin trades. And so, yeah, let's look for those areas, and then we can put some trades on during these areas. Now, what I would do is maybe have 3 entries for each trade. The first at 10%, the second at 15%, and then maybe wait for the 20% drawdown as well. That may not happen, right? And so what you can also do, if it's not happening, is go entry at 10%, maybe it draws down at 15%, and then maybe it just bounces again, and then you can make another entry at the 10% drawdown level as it's moving back to the upside. We don't know exactly how the price is going to move in those drawdowns, but if you're starting entries at 10%, you have some firepower left, maybe if it goes to 15, 20, 25, and if it doesn't, then you can just enter maybe at 10 if it's moving up anyway. But you can see, looking at the VWAP white line underneath the 50 period moving average in an uptrend, are decent entry points. You're not going to get them perfect, but you know, if you got any of these entry points, I think you've done pretty well with your trades and waiting. So then these entry points, let's say this price here at 88,000, you're never going to catch the very bottom, but 88, 90,000, you can go back into your trading system, put your limit in 90,000 to actually buy some amount, use a little bit of leverage like 2x leverage, and that gives you, 2x leverage gives you a potential 50% drawdown buffer, right? So the price can draw down 50% if you're using 2x leverage, because 2x leverage is $1,000 trade, you have $500 cash. So that means you can pay for a $500 drawdown, which is 50% of 1,000. So you have a 50% buffer there to actually get into trades. If you do that for all of these essentially would have been fine, because you wouldn't have been drawn down more than 50%. You're not liquidated or out of any of these trades. You've made these entries, you've added to the position over time, and you're in big profits. Like all strategies, this works until it doesn't. In bull markets, this does work. If you're coming into bear markets or bigger drawdowns, you know, you're going to start to lose trades as the price draws down, but that is trading, right? I'll leave some much more in-depth trading strategies down in the description below. Links to Apex and Bybit, the exchanges I use to trade on, will be down there as well, with bonuses and trading fee discounts. And you can just click the links to find out more. I'm James, it's MoneyTG. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.